So while William is putting lists in, my name is Johnny. I'm joined here by William. We are filling in for our beloved host, Dion, who is playing in this event. And this event is the Outrider Cup in Indianapolis. It is a team event, each team consisting of 6 members from a particular city or close by. There are a total of 9 teams here. It is a combined hyperspace and extended event. We have now moved on to the extended portion of the event. So we'll see probably very different lists from what we saw in the first couple rounds. You score points by winning games, of course, and the sum total of all the games won by your team counts towards your points total. The team with the most wins at the end of the day wins the event. You do need to win your game by a margin of 24 points or greater to count as a full win. If the match ends by a margin of less than 24 points, it is a kind of like a modified win, and you carry that victory into the next round as a skin, meaning the next round will count for one additional victory. Are there any skins on the line for this game, or this is a straight up?
I'm going to go ask them as I return their papers, but I don't think so.
There were quite a number of skins for this round. I'm not sure if we grabbed one. We just gravitated more towards interesting lists. We have 4 Juking Phantoms against a kind of an Empire hodgepodge a little bit.
It's like an Imperial Alpha Strike.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. 2 Bombers, 2 Star Wings.
Now I'm second guessing at Cleveland.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yes, that's correct. All right.
It's on the sheet you have, right?
Oh, well, you know, sometimes.
Does anyone not have their opponent right now?
All right, and we are on the right side of the table, right? I see Bombers over here and Phantoms over there. That's perfect.
Seems pretty good.
All right, cool. Got to do numbers for this one, probably.
Yeah, good point. In the meantime, I will talk about the lists. 4 Juking Phantoms. Juke is really good. I have been on the losing end of a Juke matchup. Oh, we're making an announcement.
Who's playing Fengar to start with?
So the complication here is that the pairing process for this event is somewhat complicated.
Penalty point for St. Louis?
So the way pairings work is every team chooses 3 of their lists to leave down on defense and picks up 3 of their lists to place on offense. The teams then go in reverse order of their current standings and select their matchups based on what lists are still on the table and have not been paired up against already. It gets complicated because you can only pair up against each opposing team once. So if you get into a situation where it's impossible to place a list down, you're actually allowed to bump someone off of a previously assigned matchup. That's what happened actually multiple times in the last round of pairing. So things got a little bit mixed up. People ended up sitting across from who they thought was their opponent, not realizing that that person had been bumped. So a bit of a game within a game, I would say, this pairing process.
Oh yeah, it's definitely like the micro meta, if you will.
Sure.
Because that's definitely interesting because half of these games were, or what do I want to say? Each one of these games, someone had chose this matchup.
Right. Right. So you think they better win that because you selected, unless you got bumped, which happened a couple of times. But generally speaking, if you chose your matchup, you should probably expect to win that matchup. We're going to work on numbers here. so we can keep track of these phantoms. Although the chat, may need to help us keeping track of numbers because these phantoms are going to go everywhere.
Yeah, it's going to be my duty. I put myself in this position, but I'm very interested in these phantoms. It's fairly a scary list.
Definitely.
Unless you're maybe Luke. Supernatural Luke could probably do it because he is basically immune to juke for the most part.
Sure.
But nobody else. It was actually one of the last picks. The Phantom list was down on the table, and it went probably into the last 3 picks.
Yeah. No one wanted to face it.
That's totally fair. We do have an interesting matchup against it because we also have 4s. I did not see how the initiative fell. Well, we could tell right now.
You about ready to start timing your round?
Wait, don't do it. Don't time that round yet. Let me get back to my Chrome. Oh, nope, stop, don't do that. Okay.
X-Wing players, begin!
Nope.
Still didn't work.
Try again.
There we go.
Can I have my folder?
Oh, yes. We're running out of hanging out space here.
I did write down standings.
Oh, yeah. I had posted a picture to Gold Squadron Facebook for the last round as
perfect.
well. If you want to take a look at them at home as well. We got we have a tie for first place currently.
Yeah, in terms of total victories.
Mm-hmm.
So the standings as I have them, St. Louis and Pittsburgh both have 9 victories. Cleveland is in 3rd place with 8. Louisville is in 4th place with 7. Indianapolis, 5th place with 6 victories. Columbus, 6th place with 5 victories. Chicago, 6th place with 4 victories. Detroit, 8th, I lost count. 8th place with 2 victories, and Fort Wayne, 9th place with 2 victories. I think I missed a number there. Chicago is 7th.
Right.
Detroit is 8th. Fort Wayne is 9th.
Yep. All that checks out. So, yeah, let me double check here. So, Eric, playing for Cleveland here, does have a 2-point bid, which did allow him to pass off initiative to Gavin. Now, what's interesting to me is that normally we see these bombers with barrage rockets, especially Jonas. In this case, they have proton torpedoes. Now, all of these target lock munitions are going to suffer against the Juke Phantoms because they simply won't have the focus to modify their defense. Though they are quite healthy, we got 7 health on or 7 hit points overall on the Alpha class Star Wings, and 6 on the Bombers. It looks like we're off to. I did not expect a formation from the Phantoms.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll last. He'll probably read Eric's positioning and maybe fan out with those Phantoms as they get closer.
Yeah, the Super Sniper Boy here brings up a good point that he does have to pass off. He basically has to pass off the initiative to get the target locks, so he needs some sort of bid.
Yeah, and we see Gavin's list at an even 200, so no room to spare with these Juke Phantoms.
It's hard to see up there, but that is Major Reimer there at the top, and we have the row sitting right there. The row's at quite a disadvantage here, only being initiative 3.
Maybe could try to bump, but probably not likely against these Phantoms.
That's going to be any block on that would be pretty good. Oh, I forgot I was so captivated by their maneuvers. I forgot to bring their little numbers with them.
Yeah, Dion was very excited about these double-sided cloak and evade tokens. People were like, hey, what is this weird-looking token? And he goes, Phantom players will know.
Yeah, these are specifically white, so they're actually really easy to see what... well, because if they were clear, they couldn't be double-sided.
Sure.
But yeah, clear as day that we can see those Phantoms out there. Looks like Medio Evan must know Gavin there. He was showing me his double-sided cloak token as well. It was pretty funny. Yeah, he glued a evade token to a cloak token.
Makes sense.
Right? It's
Yeah.
about the same thing. Cardboard ones, though, so.
Sure.
All right. Let's see.
All right.
He's already enjoying just flipping those tokens.
I think so. We'll have to check his pockets at the end of the day, make sure we still have all of them.
Whoa, what was this? I clicked on something. Get out of here. Goodbye. I'm sure that's important. So, it looks like we're keeping information for now.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see if these all move. Yep. Looks like they're all moving left.
Yeah, the biggest puzzle for this matchup is going to be that first engagement. It really is putting the pressure on Eric from Cleveland here because he needs to get those target locks off and needs to engage the same Phantom with multiple ships. But Gavin's in the same position here that he can't shoot just one shot at each ship. He needs to get all of that focus fire out.
Definitely. Remember to stay tuned after the match is over. We're doing giveaways all day. We have alternate art cards to give away, people who are watching the stream. And this round, I believe, we are giving away a set of templates.
Yeah, we have the Cranberry Patreon templates. So if you are looking to enter in for that raffle, make sure you go to patreon.com/Gold Squadron and donate. It's $1 to $2. They say it says per episode, but that only triggers twice a month, even though we are a weekly podcast. So.
Yeah, you guys have really been upping the amount of content over the last few months.
Oh yeah, Dion's got quick tips going on. We have a new video. What do I want to say? Series. I guess that makes the most sense. A new video series in development, which is a little bit more casual than our normal rules-heavy and competitive discussion. Looks like we got some secret info on possibly a couple painting videos as well.
Oh, that's right. I did hear about that.
So yeah, a lot of content coming out. Trying to up it. I mean, we're getting so much support from everybody. All of our Patreons, all of our Twitch subscribers, everybody watching today. So really want to keep that investment you guys are making going strong.
Yeah, it really helps us keep the stream going. We're able to travel. Obviously, this wasn't a big travel for us, but Dion travels soon to be internationally. And he can do so solely because of the donations we get through services like Patreon, Twitch Prime.
Yeah, we have plans to hit up every System Open and Hyperspace Cup in the United States. It should be very cool. We did successfully last year go to every single system open.
That's crazy.
And yeah, well, we also did North American and Nationals as well. So
Yeah.
same thing, all the biggest 8 or so events of the year.
It's really great to see so many stores and spaces welcome us into their, homes, their space to do this stream too. We try to be minimally invasive, but we have to take up room and set up wires and things. Yeah. So we always appreciate being welcomed for events like the Outrider Cup today. Echo Hour has a good point. It's Cleveland versus Pittsburgh, which is regional rivalry, and so there is space beef in this game.
For what? Football? Is that what you're referring to?
I think just life. Just life in general.
I guess that's true. They're right next to each other, correct?
They're close, and they're both industrial, blue collar type cities, and football.
Football. Yeah, pretty heated here. Pittsburgh has. I was trying to definitely make sure that I caught a Pittsburgh or St. Louis game. I tried to get the game that they were playing against each other, but someone respectively declined to be on stream.
Yeah, I think when you're getting to games that really matter, people often want to eliminate that extra factor of having to play on stream, which we get. But, of course, we want to deliver the most exciting content to our viewers, so we always try to get the best games we can. This is going to be a good matchup, too. I think these are two interesting lists. Do you think these Phantoms are going to turn in here or kind of...
I would not be surprised to see him go to the right and back, and then just one bank again. He seems to be cautious here. So the problem that, and this is actually why I think this is interesting, because they're two similar kinds of ship, but in that the Phantoms can decloak, but the Star Wings can slam.
Sure.
So they can both have access to basically double maneuvering every round. And I would say if I was Gavin, my target priority is actually that major vendor up at the top there. With him being able to move after the Phantoms and have that slam action, it's going to be very hard to pin down if it goes one-on-one. Just him versus one Phantom.
Sure, maybe that's part of the strategy of keeping Vinder kind of further away to try to keep him out of danger.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so it looks like they are decloaking out here. That row's still in an interesting spot. That is one thing that is advantageous about these Star Wings is that they still have a one forward. So whether you go hard three, slam, or you could just one forward, that amount of unpredictability each round is really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're dangerous at a distance and they're dangerous close up. Able to throw a lot of dice in both situations, either through their torpedoes or I'm trying to see all the. They both have both of the.
Every ship has a long-range weapon. Either it's a proton torpedo, or Major Reimer actually shoots his cluster missiles long range.
Sure. And
for his close range has advanced proton torpedoes, which he's, I think, the sneaky threat in this list.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because a couple range, that's a range 3 dice attack twice, and then a range 2 or 1 5 dice attack, or 0 if that's the case. If Reimer could somehow keep his lock through the cluster missiles, And then if he basically can't be blocked by the Phantom he has locked anyways. So actually, no, not the one bank I was expecting. They're coming in on that side lane.
All right, so I think we're going to see an engagement in this corner in the near future. Possibly not this round, but certainly I would think next round.
Yeah, we'll see here how many of each ship is able to get the engagement now. Oh, I forgot I was moving numbers. That's my job.
Sotolan, thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription.
So definitely not these two. 1 and 2 down here aren't getting shots for sure. So it's only going to be these two, and his arc is right down that asteroid line, which is really nice. But we got to see, I would say about here's range 3 or so. So we got to see if these bombers come in for their long-range missiles. Oh, looks like they are.
Yeah. All right, we'll see some action this round.
I actually really like that cut back in with that row.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
I was wondering what he was doing in the middle because
Sure.
they have so many options.
Sure, so maybe kind of leaving him out for bait, or maybe just trying to see where these Phantoms end up. And then once he saw the trajectory they were taking, decided to turn himself around with a slam and end up back in formation.
Okay, so Reimer has access to 2. Number 4 of the Phantoms might not have an arc on him. It's hard to see on the screen, but it looked like he was able to target lock each one. And he's really going to need, well, that was exactly my point. I was going to say he really needs 2 ships to make those cluster missiles work, and it looks like he succeeded in that.
Sure.
Now we have some pro tips from some of Gavin's playmates here as far as his maneuvering, and looks like he's going to play, what did they say in the old chat here? He plays weird, which I'm going to take as defensive for now. Very defensive. Yeah, there's a good chance here that Reimer, I did make his decision on the lock. Reimer could be really beat up here, but it does have simultaneous fire, so he can still get another shot if he just survives this round.
Sure. Yeah, you always see a slowdown in the pace of play when they're getting close to opening engagement. It's such a key moment in every game when you get those first shots fired. You see players definitely taking a lot of care with their decisions during that opening engagement.
Oh yeah, every time it's the round before the initial engagement, and then the round right after it as well. There are always difficult choices. Because most games, that's the deciding factors.
Yeah, sure.
Looks like a small bump there.
Yeah, it was hard to tell. I don't know if Eric was expecting the bump. Maybe a little bit of slop here caused that bump to occur.
I think Reimer just barely got that lock, so Jonas might be just out of range there.
So it might not have really mattered.
No. Yep, it's them shooting first. He really wants that Reimer.
All right, would it be trouble to get numbers on Eric's ships as well. I think.
Oh, because they look so similar. That's fair. I can do that. Robert here in chat, by the way. I just posted them to Gold Squadron's Facebook page for the standings for last round. Has St. Louis and Pittsburgh in the lead currently. So a juke there. And, oh yeah, I'm manning all this. This is my job. So that was a damage to who got their shield flip there. Did you see? No, it'd be to Reimer. So I guess I thought he shot at Reimer, so he'd receive a damage card.
I do not see it. We'll get updated once we know.
Another difficult decision here about spending his focus and evades with those missiles coming in. So jukes and takes another damage card onto Reimer. I guess the first damage card. I'm working on those blues.
All right, we have hit, crit, eyeball.
Sounds like a cluster missile.
Rerolls the eyeball for hit, crit. 2 blanks. So that's going to hurt.
Looks right. Stop messing with
Throws
that.
an evade on there and takes 2 damage.
2 damage onto number 4?
Probably.
No, he would have to shoot 3 first because.
Oh, sure. That's who we had locked.
Yep.
Hit, crit. And 2 blanks. Wow.
That's not a good start.
Turn of bad luck here on the defense, but that can happen with these Phantoms.
So that's another 2 shields and 2 evades stripped.
Yeah, so that's going to limit Gavin's options for the next turn.
There's a proton torpedo, looks like.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. 3 hits.
To a crit. This is on to number 4. It only has a focus now.
Oh, goodness. So you see Gavin standing there. His mouth is open. He's kind of shaking his head. Oh, I feel it. And
So
a crit, which we can't see. It looks like it got flipped, but
it doesn't matter because I think
doesn't
that
matter.
Phantom's off the board.
Oh, yeah, he's grabbing it. His face is kind of bunched up in what looks like discomfort.
Yeah.
3 rolls, 3 double blanks.
And I don't think he only got 1 natural hit on each of his attacks as
Oh,
well.
my goodness.
Of course, he did save his focuses for defense, but no, it's not.
For what? Oh,
I think he only managed 1 damage.
feels bad.
Well, I mean, he can still come back from it.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. These Phantoms can really put the pain on to opposing lists, but being down a quarter of your list this early, it's definitely going to hurt.
Just for a couple of munitions. and minimal damage.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, speaking of munitions, we have that technology. So Reimer shot 2 cluster missiles, and Vendor is down 1 proton torpedo. Though the Star Wings can reload, which is nice.
yeah, sure.
But they do have, I wouldn't say limited maneuverability. They have limited ways to turn around.
Yeah, yeah, they're sort of reliant on that slam to get turned around. And so Dials here, we have 1 Phantom with no cloak, 2 Phantoms with cloak, and this jousty Empire list across the table bearing down on these Phantoms.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much talk of Star Wings in 2nd edition. Losing out on long-range scanners and guidance chips kind of hurt them as far as shooting munitions.
Sure.
But these guys are opting to use advanced slam anyways.
Well, I mean, you were talking on the podcast about how proton torpedoes is just so powerful right now.
Yeah.
So any platform where you could put proton torpedoes is going to be effective.
That's fair. And the row here actually has a strategy of being able to skirt the outside and then slam into range of the lock, and then use advanced slam to grab the lock, and then be able to come in next round.
Sure.
Looks like these Phantoms are coming in.
Yeah, 2 forward.
Do you cut the other one outside then? Oh no, because there's a gap now for him to sneak in.
All right, so it'll be interesting to see what Eric ended up doing, if he stayed on this line or ended up turning more towards the bottom of the board.
Yeah, cutting in maybe this way, assuming the Phantoms might come out and go in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Gavin normally flies this, but I was not expecting the Sigmas to joust. But you kind of need the focus fire, though.
Sure.
So it's a hard position to be in.
Sure.
Looks like we just have a row bump there in the back. Didn't want to jump over them and then cause the other ships to bump.
Oh, and we have a big 3 bank.
Yeah, he's trying to go for those blocks. But here's the funny thing. If he blocks Reimer's going to shoot a range 0 5-dice attack at him. Because he didn't spend his lock. He just re-rolled with Jonas last shot.
Oh, goodness.
And because advanced protons, range 1, Reimer can increase or decrease it.
That's tricky.
Yeah, that's... we'll see if Gavin thought about that. I would love to see a range 0 attack. It'd be great.
That'd be incredible.
All right, another Phantom here. Trying to. You gotta balance setting up exit lanes and also make sure you're coming for shots there. It does look like he's flying those Phantoms great. Like they're as far as like formation flying with them.
Yeah.
Let's see what Reimer did. I mean, they don't really have to do much, right? I think the biggest problem here is Major Vendor as far as like his maneuverability.
Sure.
Because they kind of want big, long lanes to just be slamming around, and they're going to have to knife fight these Phantoms for a little bit here.
Yeah, the obstacle placement is kind of interesting. They're kind of bunched together in the center, but leaving large areas of the board open.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that open area could benefit both players. The Phantom's able to decloak freely in that open area, but the Alpha striking list able to really take advantage of those lanes.
So now, Eric actually got a good maneuver on his Major Vinder. Let's see if he opts to advance slam or not.
Yeah, we see the target lock tokens coming down.
Yep, he's got one more torpedo in the chutes. That does stress him, possibly. Is that not how advanced slam works anymore? Treating that action as red, so.
We'll make sure they get that stress token down.
There it is. We didn't actually tell them, but
we sent the those vibes their way.
Yep.
Trying to make it greedy, I'm sorry. What the hell's wrong with you?
Oh yeah. Sorry guys, I'm new to keeping track of these numbers here. I'm getting so distracted in the interesting gameplay.
Yeah, the positioning is really interesting here. Looks like that first attack is evaded. Or nope, I did see a damage card come down, so I might have missed an attack die.
Who did it go down on?
On
Oh, Reimer.
Reimer.
Still taking minimal damage though. He's
Next,
to focus offensively here.
oh, evaded.
He's gonna juke one at least, and takes one more damage,
Okay,
which is not enough to kill him.
gets him down to half though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we should have 3 damage cards there at least.
All right, next attack, hit. Hit, crit.
Yeah, this must be on number 3 here, the range 1 attack. Jukes him.
Juke.
And he's going to spin the focus to survive.
All right.
So just a single crit.
Takes a crit. We'll figure out what that is momentarily.
Yeah,
and that's
I'm ready for the advanced proton torpedo shot.
That's the end of the round.
No, the Phantom shoot first.
Right.
So we're going to see if Vinder out there maybe has range. I'm real excited about that advanced proton torpedo. I just like them. I always liked them in first edition.
Yeah.
They just weren't very good.
Well, it's tricky to get them off. I've flown so many games where I'm never able to fire them. So here's that attack.
Oops.
5 dice. See, hit crit on the board right now.
He's got Jonas. He's going to have to use the lock on the 3rd dice there.
And gets 2 more crits. So is that 4 crits after the changing of results to a crit?
Ooh, it's going to sting on number 3, who's got...
Evade eyeball.
That's enough to survive.
Spends the evade, gets 2 crits. Loose stabilizer, panicked pilot. Oh, so that's stress, right?
Yep, double stressed, and loose stabilizer has to go straight or suffers a damage.
Oh,
which would be dead. Panicked pilot, which means he won't get his evade. Well, he already spent his evade, correct? Doesn't have any tokens sitting there.
Right.
No, so without a token for next round, can't recloak. Has to go straight at 1 health. And actually still has, well, Jonas is about to shoot a proton torpedo here. Yep, there it is. Flips it. Jonas open ups here. These bombers are actually in great position to just 5K as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, Eric really did well on this approach.
All right.
All these crits. My goodness.
All right, so
3 crits.
Yep, Jonas is into a blank and keeps 3 crits. Now, number 1's untouched here.
I believe so. Evade,
right.
evade. There's some luck.
All right, just one just loses a shield. And we'll find out if Bender's got that shot. No, just out.
Okay. But nicely set up for next round.
Well, he's trying with the laser. He wants that base.
Looks out to me.
I can judge it. I'll be right.
William is going to go there and help them out.
It's the ulti charge, guys.
Yeah, was out there, but like picked up the lock on a healthy Phantom, so should be able to find a use for it at some point.
Absolutely.
And looks like he's trying to take that one last damage off. Are they gonna judge call this one too?
I think he's got this one, but
It's close. No, I think he's giving up on it.
yeah, obviously with our angle here, it's hard to tell. They have the better vantage point, so
Yeah, because the camera's at it's not quite at a 45 degree, and it's not on top.
oh wait, I see dice coming out.
Oh, you had it. It's a hit.
1 hit.
He's got to get something here, and he doesn't.
Nope, that's it.
And number 3 is done.
All right, so what does Gavin need to do?
Well, interesting you asked that. Those Star Wings are worth more than 50 points.
Indeed.
So, he is forced, more or less, to take down. I'm trying to do some quick math here. Reimer and Vendor would score him 101 points,
Okay.
which would at least make it a skin game. To get the win, he's going to have to preserve both of those remaining Phantoms, though. Let me get this 3 off the board there. Very interesting. I think we've mostly learned that proton torpedoes are good,
Yeah.
and rolling evades is also good.
Feels bad.
Yeah, I don't think he's rolled a natural evade, Gavin here, with his Phantoms, but now we're in that post joust, if you will.
Sure.
Yep, which is going to free up his Phantoms to use their maneuverability. Oh, he got 2 of them. Oh, that's right. He did roll 2 to avoid those triple crits coming in.
That's true. All right, so we have dials set by
Move those dice.
Gavin. Do you want to check the crit on Reimer?
Oh yeah.
Williams getting his steps in today, walking over to the table. Just across the room, maybe 100 or so feet away.
we got that shot. That shot that I was like, oh, Major Reimer didn't take any damage. It's because it was actually on Major Vinder.
Okay.
That's
right.
what makes sense. And then Major Reimer has the damaged engine, which means his hard turns are red.
Oh.
Which they just got their hard 3 to white in
Yeah.
this edition, so now it's back to red.
Downgraded.
But I'm like I said, from this state, the first thing I'm looking at with those bombers is just 5K, and Reimer's fast enough to get around K-turn the bombers. Let that row try to get a block, I guess.
Yeah, I'm interested to see actually where Gavin moves as well. He's going to get to decloak and move. I don't know if he just tries to run and sort of get a better approach or how he's going to handle it. Ben Fett, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime subscription. And Fels.
What is it?
Felsepto. 2 months. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime subscription.
Yep, you do gotta click it every month. So do not forget.
Felsepto. Thank you for the pronunciation. And thanks for the subscription.
So this is interesting decloaks
yeah,
here.
Decloaking kind of into the teeth of the opposing list. Those bombers will move first, like you said. 5K seems like a good move.
I mean, that's assuming the Phantoms move forward, but so far they've only moved laterally.
We see that row squadron pilot. One forward.
Yep, needs to do something here. He's got so many options. Hasn't used a single upgrade card on him. I do want to, let's review a card that has changed a little bit, and it's the Arsenal loadout. That's why you have exactly 1 disarm. You can still perform torpedo and missile attacks against targets you have locked. If you do, you cannot spend your lock during the attack.
Okay.
Which is why both of these Arsenal Star Wings have fire control system.
Ah, sure.
And then you also have the addition of Jonas in there too. So 3 total rerolls.
Oh yeah.
The torpedoes.
That's great.
I mean, that's about as good as spending your target lock then, unless you fully blank out.
Right, but that's not likely. Yeah, slam and being able to do that sounds great.
All right, just a couple 1 banks here.
Maybe trying to set up blocks.
Yeah, just trying to prevent as many shots as possible here. He still really needs to take down Reimer all the way. He can't let Reimer slip out. Who was at just 2 health remaining. He had 4 damage cards on him.
Okay, so we see the 2 bank there by Vinder.
Yep, and he has the ship locked. Oh yeah, I forgot to keep these. He has number red 2 locked there. So I think he's just going to, yep, looks like he reloads his proton torpedo charge.
Why not?
I would say so, right? So let's see what's chosen.
Moving some tokens out of the way. We have...
Well, they don't have a 5 forward, so...
Getting a K turn.
Yep, Reimer did have to spend his lock last round, but I think this is going to dodge both arcs. And if your hard turns are stressed anyways, might as well K-turn.
Yeah, that's true. So now he's got both Phantoms in his sights, is stressed, but able to shoot this round.
All right, let's see where Jonas is going. Looks like it was just a 3-4. I do not believe they got a 3K. It'd be cool if they did, but I don't think they did. They do have a 3K. So.
And there's the stress.
Yep.
So pretty good block there.
Oh, yeah. So prevented a lot of shots. It's just going to be that row in red 2 here shooting. Oh, I didn't move Reimer. Reimer's number 4.
All right, shot from a Phantom. 2 crits. Oh, 2 crits and a hit. Against 1 evade, which gets juked.
Yep, and that row is lost its shields.
Pretty good. Other Phantom, I think, does not have any shots.
No. So, looks like Reimer's up next.
Hit crit.
That's pretty good for a pot shot.
Yeah, on no modifications. Who needs them? And eyeball blank.
It's hard to say which one he was going towards. I think 2.
1 we think has damage though, so I could make an argument for 1.
He's about to shoot a proton torpedo at 2 though.
Oh.
Hard to say. I forgot to tell Gavin to put the things where we could see them, but that's okay.
And row Squadron pilot next.
Yep, it's got 2 locked.
And we'll spend that lock with gusto.
Yep.
For 2 hits.
I think the first subpar attack from Eric this game. Dodge 1 has to bait the decloak or not, or taking the crit.
Yeah, probably already thinking about his options for next turn.
Yep, how valuable is that decloak out, basically? Yep,
He
so
spends it.
I'm gonna also think that his shields were down, so I'm gonna double check them. I think he would keep the evade if his shields were still up.
Yeah.
So let's double check that.
All right, William is checking on the updated damage numbers. We'll get those updated on the overlay.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Reimer had shot at number 2 to try to strip some modifiers or shields, and was successful. And then he needed to spend the evade to not take the crit.
Right, okay. So this Phantom list definitely taking some shots. A lot of time has gone already. We're down to about 25 minutes left. Things going in Eric's favor so far.
Yeah, they haven't even disengaged or anything. This has just become pretty much a brawl out there.
Yeah, it's like the opening engagement just like stretching out really long. Have you gotten a chance to fly with Phantoms in 2.0?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I took there was it was called a turkey shoot, but you would bring a 64-point ship, single 64-point ship.
Okay.
And then you had to play 3 rounds against your opponent.
Okay.
Because they're only 25-minute rounds, so it ended up being a full 75-minute game.
Right.
And yeah, I brought a Echo with Juke Informant and Collision Detector.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, there's only one opponent, so.
And it's still a 3x3 map?
Yeah, we just didn't move the rocks, so you just, when the game ended, you just reset the timer and redeployed.
Okay.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun playing that Echo. I think Echo's a little bit better because you have the 6 different options to decloak.
Yeah. That's great.
Can radically change the angle of what you're doing.
Definitely.
Yeah, a decloak right and back to open up your angle.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden a hard 3.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, then collision detector, because if you're moving that fast, you got to go through rocks sometimes.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously Whisper's been very popular with Force using crew on them.
Yeah, definitely.
But she's pretty expensive compared to these just 50-point Sigmas out there.
Yeah, let's see. There are a couple Whispers here today. Cleveland is flying a Whisper list. Columbus. Fort Wayne. Indianapolis. Louisville. Pittsburgh.
These are all Whispers?
Yeah, four of the, is that right? 9 teams brought Whisper. And then, of course, this, there are also a couple lists like the one we're watching here. St. Louis brought 4 Sigma Squadron aces, as did, obviously, Pittsburgh.
Yep. It's definitely an intimidating list.
Oh, and Louisville and Indianapolis all brought those lists. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no. Yeah, this is what I definitely thought was interesting. That's why I was eyeballing it for the matchups, because I didn't know what is the preferred list to play against it.
Right. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Like a Luke would be nice, but they're equally as maneuverable as you. Granted, lower pilots.
Yeah, I think that's the main advantage that Luke would have. You have, like, Fenrau, very maneuverable. Like, Guri and Boba could maybe do something against this list, but I don't know.
That's true. Boba would fare pretty well against it because he normally can modify focus results.
Yeah, that's true.
You could still re-roll that juke, right? They didn't change that ever, did they? Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of Sensor Jammer.
Oh, right.
Sensor Jammer you couldn't re-roll, but juke you can.
Smart Drive, 2 months subscribing on Twitch Prime. Thank you so much.
The preferred list is anything run by Cleveland. That's fair. Fair enough. John on YouTube here says good to see different list, and yeah, we've more or less in what I've called like season 1 of 2.0.
Sure.
We more or less have the meta figured out, and there's the meta monsters. And it is nice to kind of see different lists branching out from a similar strategy.
So here we see Gavin using the side of that one-turn template to avoid marking the ship in front of him, and just using the side of it to get the same 90-degree turn in the direction that he was intending to go. So kind of a trick there. I just learned that recently, and it works pretty well with these 2.0 bases that have the center line where you could get everything lined up properly.
Yeah, before it was an eyeball or guess of whether that worked or not. But now, you know for sure that it does. Oh, we got some smack talk talking in the chat already. Basically been sending out beef and talking smack all day between the teams. All in good fun for the most part, I would say.
It is interesting. There are a lot of very strong personalities here, and you definitely see that come out when there are any questions about procedure. I didn't want to use the word arguments, but often the unordained may sound like arguments. But I think at the end of the day, everyone's smiling, everyone's having fun, so it's good to see within this community.
The rules. Did you have a chance to look at the Outrider rules document?
I did not.
Oh man, it's a solid like 10 pages long.
All right.
Of just like weird interactions and rules and everything, but to be fair, most of it's about the whole drafting and pairings.
Well, did you hear about the big argument that happened, I believe it was yesterday, about some upgrades that wanted to be switched?
Yeah, basically upgrades that didn't work weren't allowed to be switched. So then in retaliation to that ruling, there was a couple lists that whose X-Wings or U-Wings weren't having their configurations.
Right.
And those lists aren't running those configurations today because of it.
So you had to submit your lists a week ahead of time, and that's so all the other teams can start strategizing how they're going to do their pairings. And the rule is once you've submitted a list, it's finalized. Well, there was one team who accidentally submitted an older version of a list and wanted to update it to their correct version. And after a discussion by all the team captains, they were not allowed to make that change. And so they said, oh, well, did anybody notice that such and such team didn't put their configurations on their U-Wings or X-Wings? Asking for a friend, sarcastically. So, yeah, as you mentioned, were not allowed to add those configuration upgrades after the fact.
But, I mean, this has become a very serious competitive event.
Absolutely.
9 teams from around I think they were referring to it as the Mid-Atlantic, somewhere between like Midwest and the Atlantic coast.
Okay, I believe Pittsburgh is the furthest west. East, and St. Louis is the furthest west.
Yep. So not quite Midwest, Eastern Midwest.
Sure.
But I wouldn't really count Ohio as Midwest. I don't know. That's where those lines kind of get blurry over there.
I agree. Yeah.
I barely count Indiana as the Midwest, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's over the time zone change. So.
Yep, you're not in Central Time Zone. All right, finally got, looks like Reimer switched his lock. Nope, just took a focus this round. So contemplating now what shot will fall where.
Skywatcher 1138, where are you from? Because you seem to know a lot about these areas.
I'm going to say that I'm going to guess that Skywatcher's on the East Coast. Let's see, he's got a target lock here into hit crit. Ooh, double blank. Is that on to number 1? So he's either got to eat the crit or...
Double blank, my goodness.
Can't see it, but that's definitely... that was 3 dice, right? That was 3 dice, right?
Yeah.
But he re-rolled it. So I assume that was on to number 2 then. Because that must have been Reimer's shot.
All right, Skywatcher's from Pittsburgh and says Ohio is Midwest and Pennsylvania is Mid-Atlantic / borderline Midwest.
Pennsylvania is not Midwest. Doesn't it border the ocean?
You're going to offend people.
It's pretty close to the ocean.
It's compared to Iowa?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Oh, yeah, I'm also biased there, too. But, let's see, so, that looks like it. Yeah, because Roe doesn't have a shot. And neither Phantom had a shot there, so, right, going back into it. I'm going to check on that crit that was dealt, because that could come and play this round.
Absolutely.
Then.
Will is checking on the crit, but then also a blinded pilot, but is also now being called to judge something. I'm guessing arc or range. There are actually no judges here at this event. It is a friendly event, and any calls can be judged by essentially the Council of Team Captains. But as the team captains are all playing, it's often really just whoever is nearby or whoever is available. William is certainly qualified to make those calls, and apparently the players trust him to do so.
All right, there's a question that apparently I've turned into a pseudo judge, which is fair because I'm technically not on any team. So
right. So yeah, impartial and available.
Right.
I did not update the crit on the screen.
That was number 2. Blinded, I believe. So I'm not sure who could shoot at number 1 there. Not with 3 dice anyways. Because he would have shot a 4 dice missile if he had.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it had to been Reimer range 1 to number 2. But he re-rolled it though. Oh, because he still shot a cluster missile just to get Jonas's re-roll.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
That's what I assumed.
Why not?
I mean, Reimer's pretty banged up, so get your munitions off. I guess we can peek right here. Yeah, you can see. You can see right here, 1, 2, 3 red charges.
Right. All right, we see that decloak by Phantom number 1. Dion's having some fun. His game is sort of directly in front of our streaming table. You may be able to hear him in the background.
I think he secretly started playing over closer to us. And now he's playing so he could face us, too.
That's true.
All right, so that was the row coming in. Didn't bump. It's really close, not bump. This number 2, blinded, 1 health, triple locked.
Yeah, that's quite a well-targeted.
Couldn't decloak here.
Right.
So he's just trying to find a safe spot. Yeah, unfortunately, these Phantoms haven't been able to accomplish much. They were shooting quite a bit, but their shots have trailed off.
Yeah,
in the
they
last
got in
couple
really
rounds.
a dangerous joust and did not come out ahead of that exchange.
No, Eric's list is made to joust, especially made to joust anything under PS4. 4 or under. Well, let's see if that Phantom got the block. It'd really save it a lot.
Ooh, yeah, I think it's a block. Yeah.
Had to pull the template out to do it. Those are googly eyes, by the way. I didn't quite understand what they were when they were flying in the top.
Everything is made better with googly eyes. So I saw a forum post a while ago where somebody was asking the question, how do I not joust? And
that's a good question.
Yeah, the premise of the question was, like, I've been told when I'm flying, things like interceptors or Phantoms that you don't want to joust with that list. But I don't really, strategically, how do you not joust? So what kind of, approaches or what kind of setups would you consider a non-jousting game plan?
Well, see, I equate everything to World War II airplanes, dogfighting airplanes, because it's more or less the same concept. But like a big heavy German Forza, I don't know. But they would take big swoops and then go real fast, and that's what they would do. They'd basically joust people, and then they'd go up into the higher in the altitude. British Spitfires, on the other hand, were lighter and could turn faster.
Okay.
So that was kind of like it was the difference of say an X-wing versus an A-wing, right?
Okay.
And I think that the idea of that circle fight is how you don't joust.
Right.
That you use your speed to basically spin the enemy in a circle. And hopefully you can fly faster than they can turn them. Right.
And you can, in this game, you can use the obstacles to your advantage by trying to put the less maneuverable ship sort of in an unfavorable position with respect to obstacles while you kind of dance around.
Yeah, that's another way to avoid the joust is, just make a big asteroid chunk and then try to drag your opponent through them so they have to go a little bit slower.
Sure.
It's not easy. I'm not a triple ace flyer myself, so that was a juke out to what I assume is number 3, so it must be Reimer. Nope, that was Jonas. Oh, because this is the row, this is Reimer, and this is Vendor down here.
Ooh, see some natties coming out here. 4 dice, hit, crit.
Yeah, I think that's the Star Wing number 1, because I think that's the only other shot this round into an obstructed number 1 Phantom. Oh no, Jonas has proton torpedoes. That was just a Jonas shot. Oh no. Gavin still attacks first.
Yeah, Phantom into Jonas.
Yep. So Jonas will take
2 crits, and
I'm sorry to see what it is.
yeah.
But that's okay. We'll double check it at the end of the round. All right, so now Eric is shooting that Jonas torpedo, his last torpedo. So he Jonas is first. Decides to spin the target lock anyways.
All right, I see 2. So changing it to hit crit.
All right. 2 on to 1. Who gets the
One evade.
Has to, I believe, spin the other one to survive. Is that what he's double checking here?
Spends the evade.
Yep. Has to do it to Noah. Oh no, it's 2 who is hurt. But retains his points. Who is that?
Last Starfighter, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime subscription. And H. Selster, thank you for the sub.
All right, this is a row 3 hits into that Phantom who elects to take a damage and explode. And explode.
And explode. So this game has pretty much gone Eric's way. Being able to take out 1 Phantom very early on, and then a second Phantom not that long after, really put Gavin behind.
Yep, and you can see that Eric was able to kind of rotate his ships around so that no ship was getting focus fired.
Yeah.
You see...
We have not left this
Nope.
quadrant of the board at any point after the opening engagement.
Nope. It's been about an hour hanging out over here.
Yeah.
About 15 minutes to engage into that corner.
Yeah, forget about the rest of the board.
And the other board's got, like, obstacles in it, though.
Yeah, right? Who wants to go there?
But yeah, like I said, so you got 1 damage here, you got 3 damage there, you have 4 damage on Reimer, and you have like 3 damage. I think we missed one. You have 3 damage.
Just splitting damage all the time.
Yeah, that's not how you're gonna be able to win the games. And Gavin's just unfortunately just was unable to keep those shots going, especially after what did I say? In that opening engagement, Reimer actually shot 2 cluster missiles. So actually,
right.
Eric's been shooting at least 1 more time every round since this started.
Sure. Yeah, when you throw more dice, you land more damage.
It's a lot of people ask me, it's like, how do I get better at X-Wing? Easiest way is just roll more dice.
Yeah.
That seems to help.
Yeah.
All right, we got a pretty aggressive row move here. Looks like he's going to slam a lock here. Because it shouldn't be a problem to 2 bank and then hard 2 next round. Now this is a team event, so MLB does still matter because you're a representative of your entire town or city. So even if, like, in most tournaments or even a casual game, you know, with only one Phantom left against 4, you just call the game.
Sure.
But in this one, you actually want to keep those points on the board, and if you could survive for at least the round.
Yeah, sure. Probably getting down to the last round here.
Yeah, I think our time was just a minute or so ahead. So,
and really nothing else that Gavin can do
no.
to swing this the other way.
Yep. I think Eric's just having a little bit of fun here with his googly-eyed Star Wings. Moving ships is fun.
Time in the round! That's time in the round!
All right, time of the round's called. Boom, right at 1 second.
Look at that.
At least we got this one right. I'll take it. All right, looks like a Jonas float it because what does it matter? And ooh, Vendor wants it. He did reload that torpedo, so he should still have one in his tubes, right?
Checking for obstructed here, I think.
Another? Oh, yeah. Oh, he's got the shot. Yeah, even if it's just 25 points, it would still be nice to have for your overall team.
Remember to stand by after the match is over for our giveaway. We are giving away alt art cards as well as some custom maneuver templates.
Oh yeah, what did we say this round? This round was the Patreon ones. So sign up on Patreon quick. You're still eligible for these templates if you sign up right now. Patreon.com/Gold Squadron. Or Gold Squadron Podcast, but I think that's our website, so I'm pretty confident it's Patreon Gold Squadron. All right, looks like we got a final dice roll here. I think it was determined to be obstructed. Out of range of Jonas, so just fire control system here.
All right.
4 dice torpedo. He's only got the fire control.
2 hits.
All right, just got to get one on the die there. Gets one from the evade and takes 1 damage, which should score. Oh, no, I believe he had 1 shield left, so didn't end up scoring any points there, but.
Yeah, kind of same result. We do see the handshake there, meaning end of the round. So this one is in the books, going in favor of Eric's Alpha Strike Starwing Bomber Empire list for Cleveland.
Captain Lime. All right, so we were going to let's go back to the BFU. Actually, I'm just gonna go talk to those guys. Oop, that was the intro. I still love this intro though. Twitch Prime, literally free money. It is Twitch Prime. I forgot what it was called. Or I thought it was just Twitch for a moment.
Right.
It is Twitch Prime though. So we get to click the funny Muppets button. Nice. Okay. Johnny, why don't you? Where did the? This is yeah. So that's for the subscribers. If you want to give away some things.
Give away the alt art to subscribers, and do we have some extras now?
What do you mean? Oh yeah, somebody gave us those cards.
Great. Got it. Hello, everybody. I'm here to give away some alt art cards. I'm kind of looking through these, see what we got here. Okay, this is a alt art quick draw. See it there. Quick draw, double-sided, so we have a full art on one side and then all the stats on the other side. This is going to somebody in the Twitch chat. So let's see here. Get my chat window open. All right, and the quick draw goes to Fel Sebto. I pronounced it right this time. Fel Sebto, congratulations. You are the proud winner of Alt Art Quick Draw. I'm also going to write that down for Dion later. Please send an email to goldsquadronpodcast@gmail.com with your contact information, and Dion will mail that out to you. Sorry, I'm juggling a few things here. All right, so that's quick draw. Next, we have an alt art Han Solo gunner. I asked how Han Solo would be able to shoot guns in this state, and William said he doesn't need to shoot. He just gives Boba Fett confidence. So for the alt art Han Solo, the giveaway goes to Rashkta. Rashkta. R-A-S-H-K-T-A-H. Congratulations on your Han Solo. Next up, we have Sinker.
Yeah, Sinker's a new one. Sinker's a new Grand Republic arc.
Okay, I was wondering.
You're like, I don't know this.
I don't know who this is. And Sinker, the alt art Sinker goes to Jangles 11. Congratulations. You want to give away our?
Sure.
Let's
start with that Cassian Duchess one.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah. Show it off again. Oops. Which way is it showing? Show it off like that. It's all one picture. It's two different cards. You get both of them. Roll it. We got James Brett. Thank you, James.
James Brett, congratulations.
By the way, you told everybody to email us.
I did, but why don't you say it again?
Gold Squadron Podcast @gmail.com. Send us your info. If you're a Patreon, we probably have it already, but we don't know your name. Well, we might know James Brett's name.
Probably pretty clear.
Let's see. So we got. Let's do the Transocean Slaver next. Find the camera here for a moment. Transocean Slavers got going to CK Black Cat. And thank you for the compliment on my beard. Go ahead and, like I said, email us your information. We'll send that Transocean Slaver card.
It could have been my beard. Probably not.
You do have a beard, which is always good. There's some people can't do it. I've realized that it's easier to deal with a beard than shaving. So
that's probably true.
Oh, you clearly understand. All right, let's go with the Nora Wexley up next here. Nora Wexley, she's holding a hologram of what appears to be a small child. All right. Oh, because she's a mom.
She has a mom.
She's Snap Wexley's mom. This is going to Ka Dargo. Also a subscriber. Thank you for subscribing since December. Or following since December. And we got the last one here. Very cool Adrenaline Junkie. red line.
Red line, very relevant.
Yeah. You see it's pointing out those locks. And this one's going to Dreaded Spectre 1. So once again, if you were able to win a card, you need to email us your information, your name. Please also email us your screen name so we know that it is you. It has happened before. Of
Yeah.
like, hey, I won a prize. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so that was all those. That was all done. So
We
now-
will do one more alt art giveaway after round 4.
Yep, as we wrap up here. And then we need to find... Oh, we're going to your
The
computer.
patrons are over here.
Yep.
How do we pick someone?
You just refresh. And then you should be able to go to... Can you go up to those 3 lines and just get a list?
How are things going?
It's going great. How do you find out Patreons?
Oh, okay.
We're raffling off the templates.
Wait, the page, that one's supposed to go last.
Oh, well then what do you want to do then?
The Twitch ones.
Oh, we were doing Twitch last because they have more time to subscribe then.
No, you give Patreon last because they have more time to subscribe.
Well, I can't argue with that logic, so.
All right.
Whatever Dion says. So this was to the Twitch Prime subscribers. Patreon.
3 and 3. I mean, could be worse. Could be worse.
All right, so we're gonna hold off on the whoops, sorry. We're gonna hold off on the Patreon. These, what'd you call them? Cranberry? What'd you say? Crimson. That's all.
Cranberry?
I don't know what you said. I don't listen to you. They're kind of like cranberry-esque, right?
I thought it made sense.
Yeah, see, Johnny's on board.
When you take them off,
Sure.
They look delicious. I get it.
Alright, so we're going to give away, the cards already?
Yes, we just finished up the cards.
Did they, alright, we'll do that.
Well,
I got some extras for round.
we did. We gave some of them away. The Seeker and the Han Solo.
Alright, cool.
Is that what you were talking about? These? Yeah.
And we're going to get some of the other stuff too. Alright,
Cool. Oh, that extra stuff. We got a secret. If you stay in store for after round 4, woo, you're gonna like that. Anyways, doing the templates here. I'm not even gonna unseal them. I'm gonna let you unseal them.
It's the Twitch ones. Stop. Put those away.
Oh, we're talking about the cranberry one.
Twitch.
Twitch. We're doing Twitch right now. You're getting the yellow ones.
There you go.
Well, we're gonna call them Cardinal.
The Cardinal. I like that better. Cardinal. So I'll take your Cardinal.
Cardinal yellow, not Cardinal red. Don't be confused.
Yeah, what is cardinal yellow?
Alrighty, so
it-
to make yourself eligible, all you gotta do is comment. This is not a sweep subs of any kind. You don't have to buy in, but if you are a subscriber, it's cheaper. I don't even know if they can hear me right now, but I'm talking.
I'm getting your feedback, so I could, yeah.
Gunboats.
All right, go ahead. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
The more gunboats you have, it actually does help.
Yes.
That's not
It
true,
increases. No, it
but
increases your luck tenfold for every gunboat.
for every 1,000 gunboats you post, it goes up significantly.
Alrighty. Very cool. All right, all you gotta do is type in the chat. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Will.
This is Skirkin.
Skirkin.
You thought that was going to be difficult.
Let them know to email us.
It's goldsquadronpodcast@gmail.com, right? That's where you should email us. Skirkin, if you want these, if you don't want me to just take them home.
There is something new. Okay, so about the giveaways, okay? If you don't send me your information within 30 days, the prices will be recycled. 30 days. You got like
in a recycling bin?
No, like they'll be given away to somebody else at another event.
Okay.
Yeah, so I need a 30-day notice.
Do it today. Don't wait 30
Don't
days.
procrastinate. And I guess if you don't want it, then don't send it to me.
But who wouldn't want cardinal yellow templates?
Cardinal yellow templates. I think I was thinking canary.
Ah, there
bird.
it is.
That's a yellow
There it
bird.
is.
Oh, cardinal. Yeah, cardinals aren't yellow.
Yeah, cardinal yellow. You know what I'm talking about. It's clearly been a little bit of a day.
Is he upset? Is he upset that he won?
You gotta give us more than a 4-letter word I can't say on Twitch. Skirkin. You gotta give us a little bit more hype than that. You just want some templates. All right.
Next round is probably not too far away. I'm going to optimistically say 15 minutes.
That's pretty optimistic.
Look, people have lists already.
That's true. One of the teams of the 9 does have their list on the table already, so I'm going to realistically say 20 minutes.
20 minutes. We'll see.
I'm not upset. Yeah, I didn't want them. Okay. Well, email us, Skirkin. You can have these in your hand.